talk a little bit about what life was like at the base camp as far as your living conditions and food and what you guys did when you went on duty to entertain yourselves. And
Well, there wasn't much. I mean, it was sea rations all the time. Every now and then you got to go in and have, like a lot of guys would go into Fuloy, the town, or Saigon, and they'd eat burgers and they'd eat fries and stuff. And I just didn't do it. I mean, because we had gone out on patrol and we entered a village, and I looked up and I saw these skinned, I don't know what they were. And I said, well, what is that? And the guy says, that's a dog. They skin their dog and that's what they eat and stuff. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And so they go, no, that's their, that's why you never saw dogs in Vietnam, because they so I said, and I was being funny, I said, so what do you do? Go into the little store and say, give me a pound of dogoloni? And he cracked up and he goes, no, not really. But it was a shock, and then it's just that you see so much and you're not prepared.
Yeah.
Even though they try to prepare you, you're not prepared for it. So I don't know what to say.
Well, along those lines, you said guys would go into town and when you were out on patrol. And one thing, about your war, it was different than all the previous wars, was there was no front line. There was no saying, 6 clicks up the road is the front line. So what was it like when, you approach like civilians and you didn't know if they were friend or foe? I mean, it seemed like you could never let your guard down.
Well, you couldn't. I mean, when you fell asleep, you were like this. We had an incident where these three little Vietnamese guys, I'd say 16, 17-year-olds, we had the road blocked up with concertina wire, and then our deal was in here, our base camp. Well, not base camp, I guess you would say. And so they came by. American number one, Americans have cigarettes? Sure. So we gave them cigarettes, and stuff like that. We talked a long time. It was pretty cool because you're young and they're young and just talking. Well, we get hit that night, and then next day picking up bodies, one of them rolls down, and he still has my pack of Winstons, and it was the same guy
Really?
we were talking to on the deal. So, I mean, you're right. You didn't have a clue who was friend and foe. It was just, you just had to adjust.
Wow.
It was a whole different experience, but it taught me respect. It taught me integrity. It taught me just to. I still call people ma'am, and my wife, when they're younger, she says, "Hon, it's Miss." They're younger, no. Sorry, Miss. My wife just So yeah.
What was another thing for a person that's never been in battle, not remotely been in battle? To me, I know it's man-made, but a war zone seems so wrong for a human to be in. It is such a strange environment to be in. And I look at you guys, and you weren't eating properly, you weren't sleeping properly, hygiene was crappy, you're out in the elements. I mean, it seems like any one of those things would knock a man down, but on top of that, you had the stress of war. As you look back on that time period, how do you think you made it through it? What got you through that, do you think?
Your brothers, you were there to make sure that they didn't die. You were there to, I mean,